Varsity TV has exclusive access to the most exciting news in the cheer world right now, the development of Bring It On the Musical. We're behind the scenes at the Bring It On the Musical Cheer Development Week with the UCA staff, watching the process of developing cheer routines for the theater. 10 years ago, the creator of the original Bring It On movie came to the National High School Cheerleading Championship and immersed herself in cheer culture. Now, Tony Award-winning choreographer Andy Blankenbuehler has done the same thing.
Bring It On has so much potential for bringing the cheer world to the greater world even, and I knew I needed guidance in that process, and I really admired cheerleading and admire the sport, so I knew I needed the guidance from the best in the sport. So I felt that Varsity was such a dominant name in the industry, and people associate Varsity with technique and integrity and passion, and it's everything that I wanted to bring to the musical. So I thought it was really important to form a partnership with a group and a company that could provide me guidance on so many levels, from casting to safety. More than anything else, I mean, Varsity is proven to understand sort of the core identity behind cheerleading, and we really wanted, through Bring It On the Musical, to find the core of cheerleading that the cheer world would be proud of. With the Bring It On franchise, music is very important, and music plays a big part. So, being that this is a musical, I wanted the pulse of the show never to end. So there's always movement, choreographic, cheerleading vocabulary that winds in and out throughout the course of the show. And so I wanted to also create a really gritty, heavy, real environment for the kids within the show, and then use the cheer vocabulary as a real heightened expression of the things that they're going through. So sometimes in the show, we use cheerleading in a very literal way, like on the competition mat. And then other times we take things like a rehearsal routine, and we actually put it into slow motion, and so that a character singing a song about how she's feeling and what she's thinking, while at the same time like a slow motion version of the rehearsal is happening. So the cheerleading really just explodes off the stage, and frankly, I mean, Broadway musicals are not used to things having a vertical element. Dance numbers can be very exciting, but now we can go up and we can go out, and so literally the numbers just explode in ways that stage audiences aren't used to seeing, so it's very, very exciting. We created the numbers that felt like songs, the numbers that felt like cheer routines, and we slowly but surely found a very solid show and a very solid script and a very solid score. So then what I did is I storyboarded what I thought the numbers should accomplish, but because I have limited cheer experience, then I knew I needed much smarter people around me to say, this is possible, this is not possible. And so what I did is I shot my ideas to Jessica, my assistant, and to the kids and the coaches with us this week, and they said, oh, I understand what you're trying to get here. You're looking for a throw that does this, and it would be safer if this happened. And the thing that we're also working with in Bring It On is we don't have 100% cheerleaders. We have actors and dancers, and everybody's going to learn to cheer, but some people are going to have better strength than others. And so what I also needed guidance was to say, oh, what this person's doing is actually difficult. So this is where the real cheerleader has to be standing, and you should put the dancer with limited experience here.
We're doing more things that have involvement of things on the ground as well as in the air. A lot of times in routines, we see the entire team go somewhere and everybody puts the same stunt up. This time, while there's maybe one or two stunts up, there's maybe people doing things on the ground in a dancing, more stylized way. So it'll be a little bit different than what we're used to seeing. There's a lot more hip hop involved rather than some straight cheer motions. A lot of times the girls in the air wouldn't be hitting a high V like we would. They might be just throwing their fist up in the air, doing something to kind of get the crowd involved in a different way than we would on a cheerleading mat.
And it's great because the knowledge here is extreme, because so many of these kids that I'm working with this week, they are instructors. So they are saying to me, you know what, this is going to be difficult for them to do, or it would be easier if we did it this way. And all this information is flooding to us, which is great, because usually those are the problems you have to solve in the trenches while the show is already open. And what I really wanted to do was create a show that was healthy and safe and able to be done every day for hopefully a very long time. These kids that are with us this week are just ridiculous athletes, and we actually set material, and then I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing, but we can't do it because who else can do it but these kids? But they do. It's like breathing to them. They just do it, and to me there's so much analysis, like, I can't believe you're going to throw her up there and she's going to spin and then she's going to land like that, but it works perfectly every time. And so it's great to be at this point in my career inspired by a whole new generation of people and a whole new vocabulary of movement. I mean, I feel like I've done a lot in my career, but all of a sudden I'm in an environment where everything's brand new again, and so it's a great learning experience, and so I'm just really proud and so glad to be around a group of people who care about what they do so much, and they basically are saying, you know, we care so much, so we're going to bring our passion and our knowledge to your process and help you move forward with it. So it's been really, really wonderful.
The national tour is scheduled to kick off in early 2011, and as the show develops, we'll continue to have updates right here on Varsity.com. Stay tuned.